To our friends in China, to our friends all over the world, sa ating mga kaibigan sa buong mundo at sa China, sa ating mga kaibigan at kasama dito, mga kabansa natin sa Republika ng Pilipinas at ating mga OFW sa buong mundo, isang maligayang bagong taon. Let's have a Happy New Year, but more importantly, let's make a Happy New Year that we can be able to declare at the end of 2019 and the start of 2020 that we really did have the chance and we did do the things we had to do to make the new year of 2019 happy. So gawin nating masaya ang ating bagong taon. Yung ibig sabihin po niyan, marami tayong gagawin. Tulad nitong nakaraang 2018, naging maganda ba? Naging happy ba? Kasi nung 2017 at na tumawid tungo sa 2018, nagbumati din tayo. Happy New Year. So like in 2017, crossing to 2018, we also greeted everybody a Happy New Year. Did we make every effort in that new year to make things happy? Well, in Philippine-China relations, everything has been happier, not only from 2017 to 2018, but from 2012 to 2018, and we should make it even happier through 2019, up to the end of 2019, and on to 2020, which is going to be a very significant year. Ayan po, tayo ay patungo sa 2020, itong 2019, isa-isip po natin yan. At nasa sa ating kamay yan, nasa sa ating puso yan, kung tayo ay magtatagumpay na gawin itong mas magandang taon talaga. Kasi ito ay unang linggo lang po ng Enero. This is our only first week of January of 2019. And I am starting off by helping everybody understand that we can make it even better in 2019, especially with the cooperation of the Philippines with China. And so we go back and we look at the 2018 developments between the Philippines and China. How did we do? Well, everything that we can see pointed to good things. That's why our first segment, this episode, the good. In 2017, it was announced in anunsyo noong 2017 na ang arrivals ng Chinese tourists was up by 11%. Ito po yung simula noong 2018. 2018 lang, the first week of 2018, or the first month of 2018, arrivals from China already went up, tourism arrivals, by 11%. Tourism, of course, means more cash coming into the country, more local Filipinos employed, more businesses receiving income, additional income, more revenues for government from these businesses. So tourism is a good business for the country and an employment generator for our country. And because of this good relations with China, the Department of Tourism targeted 1.5 million Chinese tourists for the past year. And are we achieving this? Well, in 2017, we almost hit 1 million already. Kulang na lang ng 70,000 tourists in 2017, naabot na natin ng 1 million. So itong 2018, we're still waiting for the latest data to see how close we are to reaching 1.5 million Chinese tourists. But China lifted tourism to the Philippines by 9.7% between January and July of 2018. So kita natin, things are continuing to progress. And that is the good in the cooperation between Philippines and China. Tandaan po natin yan. And Chinese tourists to the Philippines in 3 quarters of 2018 exceeds last year's total. From January to September, yung kabuuan ng 1 million, almost 1 million sa 2017, naabot na po. We are getting close to the target to help the economy through Chinese tourists to come to the Philippines. And Chinese tourists are the biggest tourist group in the whole world. 110 million Chinese tourists. In Thailand, I'm trying to recall correctly what the figures are of Chinese tourists in Thailand, but it's in the tens of millions. Tayo tinatarget lang natin 1.5 million pa lang. But we hope this will reach to 3-4 million. But other than tourism and the economy, China has also been assisting the Philippines in many other things, such as the establishment of the 500 million peso drug rehabilitation center in Balay, Bukidnon. This is a donation from a group of Chinese businessmen, and China handed over the drug rehab center in Sarangani, to the Philippine government this second or third month of 2018. Hindi lang po yung sa Balay, Bukidnon, kundi doon sa Sarangani. Dalawang malaking drug rehab center na of course can also be hospitals if the Philippines develops it to such. At marami pa pong iba, yung mga aid po ng China sa Pilipinas, yung mga tulong. China, for example, gave the Philippines additional 3.8 billion aid in the year for various purposes, including the Marawi rehabilitation effort. And noong tayo'y binisita ng Typhoon Ompong, China donated 10,000 tons or 10 million, tama ba? 10 million kilos of rice for the typhoon victims of Ompong. So tuloy-tuloy po ito, And now, overall, yung trade ng Pilipinas at China, the Philippine and China trade is now number 1. It is above the United States of America. In fact, China and Hong Kong together, which is just one part of China, is twice the volume of trade with the Philippines and compared to the Philippines with the United States. The People's Republic of China ranked first with exports valued at $939.98 million, or 15.3% of total exports in August of 2018 from the Philippines. Total exports from the Philippines to China grew by 34.4% from $699.48 million in August 27 compared to the August 2018 of $939.98 million. So, this is a fantastic growth of exports, 34.4%, I'm sorry. How much additional business is it for Mindanao, for Visayas, and for Luzon? So here's a graph of the exports of the Philippines to the major partner countries. China, number 1. Number 2, the U.S. Hong Kong is number 3. But if you put Hong Kong, which is China, which is part of China, yun lang, statistically, they separate it because of the one country, two systems. But if you put together China and Hong Kong, that is 1.9 billion. Yeah, 1.9 billion dollars of exports of the Philippines. 1.9 compared to only $900 million dollars of the United States, and Japan of 846 million US dollars. But one of the things that is not properly discussed is the boost to Philippine real estate of Chinese investors in the country. In 2018, Chinese buyers boosted the first quarter earnings of Philippine developers like Ayala, SMDC, DMCI, and many other smaller and medium-sized real estate developers in Metro Manila, in Cebu, in Davao. Sino itong mga to? Who are these who are buying condos and office spaces? These are the POGO, the Philippine online gaming operations that are primarily from China. Now there are many complaints we hear about people seeing many Chinese nationals roaming around in Mall of Asia or in Circuit in Makati, in Cebu. Actually, these operations, POGO, have brought in tens of billions of pesos into the economy. Malaki po ang pakinabang po ng ekonomiya ng Pilipinas dito sa pagpasok nitong mga Chinese workers working in Chinese operations sa Philippine online gambling operations. No? And this is legal. Now, there are problems with some TNTs, tago ng tago, the illegal people who come here to work. They come in as tourists. That these are a few tens of thousands at the maximum. But the problem is some of our senators, like this Senator Joel Villanueva, whom I doubt is a real senator because this Smartmatic is such a big question mark in our elections. But to grandstand, this Joel Villanueva cited 3 million illegal Chinese workers. Well, of course, the media, again, manipulated the headlines to create a negative story. Actually, there are many who come in as tourists and who go into this work of, but not 3 million. The 3 million total figure is 3 million from 3 years of Chinese tourist arrivals to the Philippines. The tourists do not stay in the country as illegal workers. Some, a few actually. So we have to keep a balanced picture about these issues because on the other hand, we have 250,000 Filipino OFWs and some tens of thousands of Filipinos TNTs inside China and some more in Hong Kong. I think there are still, despite the legal process, there are some TNTs in Hong Kong. There are legal workers in Hong Kong who go into China as TNT, as illegals. Because salaries in China, yung sweldo po sa loob ng China for domestic helpers and other Filipinos and Filipinas is higher than Hong Kong. So bago tayo magpaloko dito kay Joel Villanueva, bago tayo magpagoyo sa ilang mga media na gustong magbenta ng dyaryo o pasikatin ang TV show nila, tingnan po natin ang balanse ng lahat ng mga impormasyon na to. Anong totoo? That is why we are reporting to you first the good of the Philippines-China activities, developments, and relations in 2018. And this episode is entitled A Review of the 2018 Philippine-China Relations, but subtitled The Good, the True, and the Media. So because we will discuss at the last part how media distortions of information has been trying to create tension, has been trying to destroy the image of Philippine-China relations in the eyes of our public. So again, the Philippine real estate sector was in crisis already for a while, for the past, before this entry of these massive Chinese investments in condos and office spaces. Bago po pumasok itong POGO, itong bilyon-bilyon na mga investments dito sa mga condominiums, no? Nasa krisis na po ang real estate development sa Pilipinas. Bakit? Overbuilding. Sobrang marami ng mga condos na tinatayo ang Ayala, ang SMDC, DMCI. Patuloy po yan. Ano? At nagkaroon na ng property bubble na malapit na po sumabog yung bubble. There was a property bubble already in the Philippines prior to the arrival of these massive Chinese investments into condos and office spaces where they can operate this Philippine online gambling. We are not making any moral position on gambling. It is legalized by our laws. That is why the Chinese are coming here to operate this. Because gambling in China is illegal, even itong mga online gambling. So when we asked our Chinese friends why this is allowed here, they say the Chinese people have the freedom to play games in their homes, in their computers. But they do not allow big casinos in Beijing, in Shanghai, and so on. They do allow it in Macau because that is the traditional businesses that have existed before China retook Macau. So let us understand that very clearly. Are there spillovers of social ills from the Philippine online gambling operations? There is none that we see except a few of the illegals and which our Philippine authorities are regularly detecting and arresting and enforcing the law on. So that is good. But the Philippines, at this stage in its economy, still benefit from such POGO operations which otherwise, kung pigilin po natin yan today, ito ay pupunta rin sa Cambodia, sa Vietnam, sa Thailand at iba pa. Bakit naman sila pupunta sa Pilipinas? Well, mas komportable talaga dito. Mas madali ang lingwahe for the Chinese nationals to communicate with the local market services that they need and so on. So while we are in need of more and more investments in the country, let us take care of this, give it attention, ensure the enforcement of law, ensure that the social impact is properly managed. It is up to us, but it is a good industry for the Philippines. So, yung bubble po na ibsan nitong pasok nitong Chinese money, for example, this is from the report from Bloomberg, Chinese money triggers a dizzying rally, nakakahilo na recovery in Manila property. Ayun. So let us learn to appreciate what should be appreciated and set aside, push aside, debunk, ibasura yung mga tulad ni Joel Villanueva na nag-grandstand, at baka sirain pa ang mga industriya, pati ang domestic helper exports natin to Hong Kong and China. Alam po ninyo, kaya si Presidente Duterte nagbabala. President Duterte himself has warned to be careful about all this over-dramatization of the so-called illegals in the Philippines. That is not true. There are some, the law is taking care of them. We are maintaining a very good balance on all these opportunities and responsibilities. Okay, we have 2-3 minutes more. Let me see, how many more do we have? Well, in the meantime, China continues to support the build programs of President Duterte. Philippines is securing financing from China to speed up infrastructure projects. In fact, the two bridges, Intramuros to Binondo, Pantaleon Bridge to Estrella in Makati, both requested not by the Chinese government but by the Philippine government, and both were studies made by the Japan International Cooperation Agency. China is financing 743 billion pesos in Philippine infrastructure projects. The next item is Pernia, securing this financing. And bilisan na natin, we are running out of time for this first segment. Next one, yan. 2 China-funded projects have already been launched. In fact, both are going to start this January 12. Itong January 12, itong Estrella Pantaleon. Pinospone lang from December because of the holidays. And of course, in the past 2018 months, we have had visits from Foreign Minister Wang Yi of China, who was here to prepare for the visit of President Xi Jinping in November. So, ayan po ang the good in 2018. Okay, let's take this break.